Let me quickly give you a quick story of what happened in my no sorry in my junior secondary school. Oh my bad, hi there. Faith, you can call me about Joe. So this will happen in my secondary school, and this I will keep on telling people that be careful of the word that you say, be careful of the things that you say, be careful of the things that comes out of your mouth in a flit of anger, especially when you're angry or when things seems to be going badly with you. Okay, so this is what happened while I was in my secondary school. And mind you, I don't fight. Okay, I'm not the kind of person that fight. I don't fight in school. So yes, during my secondary school, I was actually acting as the assistant head girl, right? I was the assistant head girl there. And as a leader, you're supposed to have some integrity within you, right? Yeah, behave in a way that your fellow students can actually replicate your actions. And naturally, I don't like fights. So this happened in particular the while in class. I know how government students are. Because yeah, I grew up in a government school, in a government set, right from primary school, junior secondary school, senior secondary school, even to a university that I'm currently in now. So that mentality of how secondary school students, I already have that thing inbuilt, but I don't behave that way. Okay, I don't behave that way. So I was in class, and then I don't think lecture was going on, class was going on. We're just like in our free time, free period, okay. And then while sitting, someone through like you know how government students behave, how they play roughly, right? Yeah. So someone actually threw something towards my forehead here, and then it was a bottle. I know the cover, that cover part that is very very hard. Someone threw it there, and then the thing literally hit me hard. It literally hit me harder. It was very very painful, and I was actually in a bad mood before. I know someone came in and did something worse, and that actually got me, and I was seriously pissed off. And because I was very very angry, anger of before mixed with current anger. You know how double that thing levels up, right? So I stood up from where I was, went to go meet the person that actually did it. I was like, why did you do it? I wanted to actually confront the person. Why did you do it? And this their attitude. They did something, they don't get to be remorseful, they still carries their shoulder, and then they challenge you. And I was the assistant head girl, not that. And then because of that responsibility that was on me, I am not supposed to act rational or in a way that is appalling to the school setting, right? Yeah, but because I was very very angry, I got pissed off, and then the person was trying to challenge me. And that kind of anger thing, I literally kind of like slapped the person out of anger. I wasn't supposed to do that, but I slapped that person out of anger because of the pain that was already inbuilt. Before, I was already pained, I was already angry, and then someone kind of like leveled it up. So this thing that happened caused a scenario in school whereby the old students actually gathered. Now when there is an issue, when there is fight or anything at all that attracts public view. What happened in secondary school, right? Yeah, that is exactly it. So the old student, they gathered, and then they were like shouting and the rest. And then a teacher came in, this particular teacher. She came in, and then she was like, what happened? What happened? I was trying to explain, but she didn't listen to me. She listened to the other person with the mindset that, oh, I am a prefect, I have a responsibility, I'm a leader. So there's some certain things that I'm supposed to do and some things that I was not supposed to do. She didn't bother to hear from me. Turns out that the person that actually slapped out of anger because of what the person did, she knew the person, okay? They are kind of like related somehow. She knew the person. So, and then while listening to the girl's explanation, she was explaining, okay? And then guess what this woman did? Just guess what she did. This particular teacher, I don't remember, immediately she slapped me. Like, she slapped me, the teacher. And that kind of slap that sets your brain ring is spinning, and then kind of like have marks all over your face. I could remember very very well. It was this particular area, and then the line kind of like the five fingers actually showed on my face, leaving like the eye was so red, so red. When you hear that this particular person did, like your teacher or a teacher in the school knows this person, that you're not to mess. That's just the scenario. I wasn't supposed to mess with that person, but what actually surprised me is I actually got slapped without her hearing from me, and then I had to undergo some certain punishment. Now, yeah, this is where the thing gets sweeter. So I'm the kind of person that I complain a lot to God, yeah, because I kind of like kind of relationship that I have with him is like that of a father and daughter, whereby I can actually communicate my feelings to him. If a person hurt me or I want something to happen to a person because of the person did me bad, oh yeah, I go to him freely. I'm like, father, this kind of person, this person did this so thing to me. And as your juror, I am not, that kind of thing, how you communicate with your father. That was the kind of relationship that I had with God. And I was like, I literally took this woman's case upon my head to God, not to my parents. Mind you, my parents didn't know anything that happened. Even the slap, the mark that was on my face, I was literally praying that the mark wipes off. Okay, sorry about the background, there's a church beside me, so that's it. I was literally praying that the mark, wipes off, so my parents will not see it. Because once they get to see it, they'll be questioning me, thinking that I engage in fights, and I don't want any of those kind of, that kind of talking and other stuff related. So I literally took this woman to God, and I was like praying. I was like, you saw what she did to me. She can't go scot free. You have to fight on my behalf. You have to do something on my behalf. I was like, you have to do something. The kind of prayer that is born from a place of tears. You were literally crying. And I'm the kind of person that I don't let people see my weakness. I barely cry in public, but that to wonder that I was the cause because of what I had said. Because the truth is, your word has power. It carries power. That's why the scripture said that the power of life and death is in the tongue. Because your mouth has the ability to turn things, to make things happen. Your tongue, to be precise, it has the ability to make things work out. Because your tongue carries this kind of like massive power, and leads you wonder why the scripture actually said that you should ask and it shall be given unto you. Because while you're asking, you're actually using your tongue to speak. That is how powerful your tongue actually is. So I was wondering if it has actually happened, like I had said a thing, and then the whole class heard all what I was saying, probably the prayer, probably the stuff, the bad, the nasty things that was in my mind, and then this lady, or rather this woman, actually had a serious injury. Trust me, I would have been down. I would have been in serious trouble, knowing fully whether I was a leader. I had responsibilities, and I think that was the third term, right? The last term for me to even write my, what was it called again? Becky, I think. It would have cost a lot of things. So I sat down and I reasoned. As a child of God, okay, let's leave Christianity apart. But trust me, there's nothing that can actually leave God apart. But let me just lie down out. As a student, whether you're in a primary school or you're in a secondary school, junior or senior, or even university, be careful of the kind of things that you say. Be careful of the kind of words that proceed out of your mouth. Be careful of the things you say when you are angry. That's my best advice I always give to people, especially teenagers that I mentor, is when you are angry, don't talk. Don't talk. It is not that you are weak. You are not weak. It is not that you don't have power. See, people will hype you. People will hype you to fight. People will hype you to speak when you know that you are not supposed to. But don't. Because at the end, when things goes wrong, you are the one that is still going to face the consequences alone. There are times you speak. There are times you don't speak. Wisdom is profitable to direct, regardless of the things that is going to happen. For those of us that is currently in university, we are going to say a whole lot of things. The best you can do is walk away. Yes, I will tell you anywhere you see me, anywhere you find me, walk away. That's just the best thing I can actually tell you. Do not exchange words with people. Do not lift your fingers on people. Even when it comes to fighting, you don't know the kind of illness that the person has before the person is badly with, and then you want to fight that person. What if the person falls down and dies from that particular illness just because you touched that person? What are you going to say? That it was just a mistake? See, even the scripture told us, be angry, but don't see. It's not a crime to be angry. It's not a sin to be angry. But what is a sin is the actions that you take while you are angry. Your actions that you take while you are angry can actually cause you to sin. Be angry, but don't sin. Don't do things that can, implicate you, implicate your studies, implicate your family. Because when you do things that bring shame, it is not only to you, but to everyone that is trusting in you, that believes in you. There are some times that you just have to sit down, breathe, and think. When things are pressing you to anger, when things are pushing you to anger, when people are pushing your buttons, the best thing that you can do is to just walk away. You are not weak. Please see this particular mentality that people will tell them, leave them, fight. Why are you doing like you are weak? Don't you have power? See, they are the weapon fashioned against you. That's just the truth. I will be real and raw with you. They are the weapon fashioned against you. When people start hyping you to do things that within yourself you know that it is not right, they are the weapon that is fashioned against you. Flee from them. Flee flee. This is my best advice to you, my best and candid advice that I can actually give to you. There are cases, there are situations where you just have to talk, but there are situations where you don't have to talk. Trust me, you will never see me engage in fighting anyway. The best I can do is run, and I don't take people words. You will never find me taking people words, people's validation, people saying you are weak because you do not engage in things that appease them. The best I can do is run, and I don't take people words. You will never find me taking people words, people's validation, people saying you are weak because you do not engage in things that appease their sight. Because the truth is, they are only there for the fun, for the sight, for the entertainment. You know, the thing that they enjoy from watching people fight. There was one thing that I actually posted where two girls were fighting, and then she literally just pushed her a bit, and then she hit her head on something, and then she practically died from just fighting. And then you'll be wondering, just like that, yes, that's how the devil works. That is how the devil works. It will bring people to hype you, people to boost your morale while you are doing things that is actually wrong, while you are living. Jeez. Please flee. That is just my best advice to you. Flee. Flee. And be careful of the kind of people you have around with you. Be careful. Anyway, do have a nice day. Bye for now.